If a person ghosts you, there is a very high likelihood there were some warning signs before they actually did the ghosting that you may not have wanted to see. We want to keep ourselves safe. We want to be interesting. We want to be in a relationship with somebody, so we're more willing to look past those red flags in the beginning. If the person from the start is non-communicative, takes a long time to respond to you, doesn't really seem that interested when you're talking about whatever you're interested in, the likelihood goes up that they may not want to date you. So if you are so invested in this relationship working out and they really were only interested in one date, or they told you, look, I don't really want to see you again, or they're only texting you and it's convenient for them, those kinds of things don't really fall under the category of ghosting necessarily. Ghosting is more when you've been in an active communication pattern with this person and all of a sudden it gets cut off. And then usually 2 weeks later you see them on Instagram with a new girlfriend. But that's aside the point. When you get ghosted in a relationship, it hurts. You don't want to be left alone. You don't want to be rejected because that's a painful experience. And the whole goal of dating is to not be alone again. Being alone in the sense of being lonely. Everybody needs to be okay with being alone and by themselves, but many people date out of wanting to avoid feeling lonely, that painful sense of isolation. And people can tell. Like when you're desperate and you're dating and you're like, this is the only job I've applied for, I don't think the job's going to hire you, nor would that be a good idea because that comes off as desperate. You don't want to date out of desperation. You want to date out of desire. You want to date out of the other person wanting to be with you and you wanting to be with them, not dating for the sake of it to be like, okay, I've checked it off the list because it's like a this'll do relationship. I'm just glad I have that role filled. It matters who fills that role. Who you pick as your relationship partner impacts every single part of your life, so make sure you pick a good one.